Meri Brown has sadly been abandoned by her family. She still sticks around even though she has no one to support her, and you're never going to believe the insane reasons why. So in a recent episode of Sister Wives, Meri was faced with a totally heartbreaking situation. Her mom, Bonnie, had taken a turn for the worse after suffering a serious health scare, and Meri unbelievably had to make the drive to Utah all by herself, and the reason why is truly unbelievable. Surprisingly, even though Meri has a huge family, not one person went with her, and allegedly Meri asked Cody to drive with her because of how devastated she was, but he said no, and while Meri was making the drive alone, she got an unexpected call from her sister. Unfortunately, Bonnie had sadly passed away, and Meri still had a few hours left in her journey, but she was so emotional that driving by herself really didn't seem safe, and apparently Janelle and Cody showed up for Bonnie's funeral, but photos released from that day reveal something crazy. And according to The Sun, Cody and Janelle made it to the funeral, but they didn't support Meri. The outlet shared photos taken outside the ceremony, and other than one of Cody and Janelle kissing in the parking lot, he wasn't even near either of his wives very much, and I'm not surprised, but it gets even more disappointing. So allegedly, Cody spent more time visiting with guests than showing support, and sources say Janelle wasn't there to comfort Meri either, and I can't believe how terrible of a situation Meri was in, and tons of viewers who watched the episode seem to feel the same way. I mean, her supporters took to social media, and they didn't hold back how astonished they were. So other than slamming Cody for not driving Meri, people mostly wondered why Meri even wants to stay in the family anymore, and many of the kids in the family are older now and could have either offered to drive or help, another way. And even if Meri wasn't the main caregiver over the years, she's still been there literally since the beginning, and she's admitted to feeling lonely in the family before, and she had to have felt way worse in the moment. And the fact that nobody helped Meri during such a low point is tragic, but in all honesty, Meri has been pushed to the side long before this happened, and when Meri was asked during last season's reunion why she stays despite having zero support, she gave a very shocking explanation. So astonishingly, Meri believes that there's value to staying in her family, and she claims that she doesn't want to leave, and I honestly wonder what value she's talking about. I mean, at this point, she doesn't seem to be getting much out of staying, and nobody in the family is showing her that she's valuable, but over the years, it seems like Meri has held on to hope that she and Cody will work things out in some crazy way or another, and for a while, it seemed like Meri was staying because, she believed that her relationship with Cody was going to get better, but I don't see that happening in any way. I mean, no matter what she does, and he's been shutting down any chance of having a romantic relationship with Meri, and in a seriously outrageous way, because Cody confessed that Meri was a bad match during a bizarre scene from the last season's reunion special, and surprisingly, he even claimed that Meri had put him through emotional torture, and it sounds to me like Cody was mixing up himself with Meri, but he didn't stop there, because Cody also revealed that he would never feel safe enough again with Meri, and because of that, he said that there was no hope to ever repair their relationship, and after 10 years without intimacy, it didn't seem like he had much hope anyway, and I can't believe Meri puts up with all this, trash talking, and is still, hoping things could change with him. But there is another reason that Cody blaming Meri is just outrageous. So shockingly, Cody wasn't even blaming the emotional affair she had during the catfishing scandal several years ago. She had been tricked by a woman pretending to be a man named Sam Cooper, but apparently Cody had a different reason for labeling Meri as barely a friend, and this is absolutely insane. According to Cody, Meri had considered leaving the family at one point, but he claimed that she will never admit to that being true, and I guess somehow Meri questioning if she had, should stay in a loveless relationship completely ruined things for them, and sadly, I think Cody's terrible treatment of Meri may be one of the, unfortunate reasons she hasn't left yet. And this sounds crazy, but apparently some Reddit users feel the same way, even though it's a bizarre reason. So a theory shared by many people online is that Mary's refusal to leave is because of Cody's emotional manipulation of her, and it seems like Meri is scolded for the littlest of things, and she was even punished by Cody for a joke she made about his COVID rules actually being Robin's rules, and not surprisingly, he was really not happy about the comment, and despite Meri insisting that it was only a joke, and what happened next was painful to watch and honestly so sad. So astonishingly, you guys, even though Meri apologized thoroughly, it was clear that Cody had total control, and Meri wasn't about to mess up by Cody's standards and, be shamed again. And I wonder if Cody does this a lot off camera to keep, her opinions silenced. And it was eye-opening to see how easily Meri caved once she realized she had upset Cody, and a lot of Reddit users were blown away by his manipulation, but pointed out something else unbelievable. So as sad as it is that Cody has so much power over Meri, what's also terrible is that she probably doesn't have the greatest self-esteem because of it, and I can't even imagine being shut down for making a comment or never feeling love and affection from the man who claimed to be her husband would make Meri feel very worthy. But believe it or not, but Meri has been with Cody for over 30 years, and sadly, she might believe that if he doesn't love her, there isn't anyone who will, and I truly hope she knows that's not the case. But even, before Cody, polygamy is really all Meri ever knew, and shockingly, Meri had like 27 siblings and was raised in a polygamous family, and her sister Christy was actually the person who introduced her to Cody at church when Meri was only 18. So not only has this lifestyle been the only thing she's known, but Meri's own family was even more supportive of Cody than her at times. And as amazing as Meri's mom sounded, something about Bonnie was very surprising. So allegedly Bonnie loved Cody even over the years where he and Meri didn't see eye to eye, and she also would usually side with Cody if Meri told her about any issues they were having. And it sounds like Meri, sadly hasn't had much experience with being truly supported, which is devastating. And the belief in polygamy to submit to and obey your husband was very strong in Meri's family. So I'm sure, Bonnie wasn't trying to just side with Cody for no reason. And I'm curious if Meri ever felt bitter towards Cody or her family because of that, though. And on the other hand, those beliefs and guidelines might also be another bizarre reason that Meri has stayed, because surprisingly, Meri's commitment to not leaving might be due to her religion, and the Browns believe that by living in their polygamous family, they will get a special place in heaven. And this could be why Cody and the wives were upset at Christine for leaving, and it honestly might be why Robin acts like she wants Meri to hang on and tough it out. But there's another factor in polygamy that basically prevents Meri from being kicked out, and when Cody explained it, I could barely believe it. So in one episode, Cody claimed that he actually sees a double standard to their polygamous beliefs, and allegedly the wives are allowed to leave him, and I guess he had a hard time remembering that when Christine left. And now that Meri has seen how terribly Cody treats a wife if they leave, I can only imagine it would be even tougher for her to make that choice. But on the flip side, Cody apparently isn't allowed to separate from one of his wives, and this is why Cody can't force Meri to leave, and she would have to make the decision herself. And then there's another possible shocking reason that Robin, despite not actually being supportive of Meri, claims she wants her to stay. And this is just crazy, because some viewers think that Meri's money situation might be why Robin expects her to stick around. And even though Cody doesn't care about Meri, she's done well for herself financially, and there are rumors that he and Robin struggle with money at times. But with her Lula roll sales and the income from her bed and breakfast, Meri could easily be fine on her own. And remember, she ended up buying the property by herself, even though she asked her family for support, and the situation turned on her in an insane way. So in a cold move that was honestly kind of expected from Cody, he refused to help with the down payment on the property, and it had been in her family for years, and it was heartbreaking to almost see her not reach her dream. And Cody had shut down the idea quickly, but then he and Meri's sister wives revealed something unbelievable. So Cody announced that they could help Meri, but only if they were able to make decisions about how to run the bed and breakfast. And I was so happy when Meri, bought the Utah property on her own, though, because then Cody had fewer chances of controlling it. And apparently Meri's businesses, Lizzie's Heritage Inn has been amazingly successful without much support, but now Mary's facing an unexpected issue with the bed and breakfast that's affecting her relationship with Cody in a shocking way, because after Bonnie's passing, Meri had no other option but to temporarily shut down the bed and breakfast because her mom had helped out at the inn, and now Meri felt even more alone. And when she brought up her concerns about what to do with the future of the business, Cody had a pretty insensitive answer. So astonishingly, you guys, Cody doesn't just think that Meri should move to the bed and breakfast as a solution for her concerns. He actually said that because he and Meri don't interact much anymore, her moving just seems to make sense. And Meri seemed to be taken aback and hurt, and understandably, but I hope she realizes that Cody clearly isn't going to get any better. And I honestly can't believe how heartless Cody can be towards Meri, and it almost seems like he's purposefully trying to push her away and be hurtful just so that she will make the choice to leave. And nobody in the family seems to actually want Meri around, and it's even, becoming even more obvious. And unfortunately, she hasn't chosen to leave her situation yet, and I guess only time will tell what the future will bring for Meri. But now that we've gone over the reasons why Meri hasn't left the family yet, even though she's basically been abandoned by them, I want to know what you think. So why do you think Meri has stayed, and do you think she will ever leave? Guys, let me know in the comments.